Okay, my name is Paris. I'm 36. I live in Little Rock. I have two kids. One's 10 and one's 8 months. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and then I have an 8-month-old who has had open heart surgery at 2 months, and then some other medical issues. She had an ostomy surgery at 6 months, so we've spent a lot of time at Children's. I've been involved in this program for exactly 8 months. I was actually in transition when I had Cassidy, my youngest baby, and we went straight from UMS to Children's. She was in the NICU the first time for 30, like right at 30 days. It was getting time to discharge, and we weren't really sure where we were going to go. And this was one of the resources that was given to me, and I talked to you all, and Sarah came to the NICU, and we got started from there. And that's when I started working with Sarah, and we initiated the process through Eastview Terrace. So just with home instability on top of like a medical emergency and going into this situation, I was already, leaving a domestic violence situation. So it was just good having that extra help. They've assisted me like with school supplies, just getting basic paperwork done. Sarah was a big help with the whole Social Security process and just kind of navigating that. Opening another bank account, just kind of getting my life back together. So all those things I've done through different partnerships that have all kind of originated here at our house. We're thriving, we're doing good, we feel stable, so it's a good feeling.
And how is Cassidy doing now?
She is doing good. We're crawling. We're meeting all our milestones. She's doing what babies do, so that's a good relief as well. Children's has been great to us. They've followed us from pregnancy, actually, before birth to now. We're still hanging in there. So I'll be going to Pulaski Tech. Right now I'm just general studies. I haven't picked a major yet, but just being a better parent and better person and more focused and optimistic. I'm excited to see what I'm going to do next.
My name is Ellis Ruth Collier. I've always gone by Ruth. I've lived here in Arkansas for 38 years, and I have 7 children. I'm divorced, and my other children, 6 children, 5 boys and 2 girls, are with their dads. So Emmett's with me, my 10-month-old, and I want him to have permanent housing, stability, of course, to kind of reunite and unite that with Our House Little Learners. Little Learners is a great program that my son has recently been enrolled in here. It allows me to work. I would like to be here on campus with the Little Learners because of lack of transportation. I would like to be able to have access to his child care facility on site where the shelter is. So now we are at Salvation Army shelter. Our time at our house will open back up to us in September. So CASFI has allowed us, I guess, in Home Together through UMS, we've been able to, of course, get mental health with Kelsey Hammonds here on site. I've been able to meet with her to develop kind of just a general case management, kind of social advocate, make reference for any other kind of mental health through UAMS that we might need. So it's been kind of tough. With Medicaid, which I am able to access Medicaid, those are awesome things too. Having any kind of health insurance, anytime you're in a social, stressful situation is physically and emotionally and mentally hard on you. So I'm grateful, of course, for case management here as well to kind of advocate for me. I highly recommend the footwork, advocating for yourself, having as much knowledge as you can about the resources available through Our House, through the Department of Human Services, through UAMS, keeping those as connected as possible electronically, physically, that you can. You know, keeping communication open and knowing your rights, knowing that you can survive through the social, stressful time that you're going through, and you're still able to be a parent. You know, you're still able to be a parent, you're still able to advocate for your kids, and there's people out there that understand. So, and that's huge. Yeah.
My name is Stephanie Wallace. I'm the mother of 3 children, ages 1, 8, and 11. I'm a full-time employee. I'm a caregiver. I began to get enrolled in the Home Together program in the beginning of January. I was going through some really hard times, and I was recommended by a friend who came into the store where I was working, and she told me about a program where they were helping people like me. And I got a caseworker that day, and they helped me that day. The day I entered the Our House building, I had a water bill of $452.78, and I was only making $9.25 per hour, and I was only working 30 hours a week. There was no way that I was going to be able to pay that bill at all, and I was facing eviction for not having water on in the property. So I spoke with the manager. He put me in touch with my caseworker immediately. I was able to show them that I was working, that I did have a home, and that we were a functioning family. We were not homeless. We were housing insecure. We were in danger. And so by us being in that danger, Our House stepped in the middle. They went to the water company for me and sent me the receipt via text message. And my water was on within 2 days of me coming to Our House. The assistance that I've received through the Home Togetherness program has been financial assistance, mental health assistance. They hooked me up with Little Rock Community Mental Health Center, where I was able to get started on my meds and have a therapist full time. They have introduced me to so many different networks of resources. I can go to Our House and branch out to numerous places for help. Legal assistance. I was in a domestic violence relationship. My caseworker took me to the courthouse and was able to get me a restraining order within 2 hours. And I had been going through the domestic violence situation for 2 years with no help. If I could have one hope for Norie, it would be that she would grow up to be a strong, independent woman, and that she would make her own choices regarding having children, going to college, and getting her education. I would pray that she put her education first and she get her bag, and then she have children. That is my wish for my youngest baby. Get the bag.
I'm Rachel Hooten. I have 2 children here at Our House. One that's 7, Jaden, and one is going to be 2 in September. Her name is Harper. So I've been in the Home Together program for about 6 months. Honestly, I have really enjoyed working with Sarah and the Home Together program. Not only did it help me to get my child in some mental health services and behavioral health services, but it also helped myself. I really thought that it was a good idea for both of us to be seen at the same place, which we've never done that. I've had mental health services before, and she's had behavioral health services, but never at the same place. So that's been beneficial, actually, as a family, to be seen together. So some of the goals that we were working on at centers are, well, with Jaden specifically, we're working on, typical behavior issues. The slowing, for myself, it's slowing down and being calm when I'm, talking to her instead of just rushing to get angry and upset and frustrated. Jaden suffers from ADHD. My goal is to eventually back off a little bit on the medication and do more of the behavior modification. I mean, that may be a minute or two before we get there. But we also, that's another thing Centers does for us, is provide medication management for her and myself. My goal for her is to not have to be on any medication at all, and for her to be able to stop and think before she does some of those, impulsive behaviors that she is, so apt to do. I have struggled for years trying to find the right mental health services, the right, not only therapist, but the right just medication combination. I've had a few different things, and nothing ever really was the right fit. But the APN at Centers had put me on a specific regimen, and I have noticed a huge difference in the way that I'm able to interact with people, the way I'm able to slow down. I've always been real self-conscious because I tend to, overtalk people, interrupt. I have so many thoughts going through my head, it's hard for me to slow those down. They have helped financially a bit because they have provided some finances that are helping me if I need to get diapers or anything, extra uniforms for Jaden for school. And I wasn't aware of that. Sarah let me know that I have that available if I need it, and that I could also save it for when I move out of our house, the family house, and we can use it for deposits when we, for our electricity or for our house or apartment, whatever we decide to do. I feel like there's a lot of stigma with people that are homeless. I'm not ashamed of the fact that I have had struggles in my life. It's made me who I am, and my biggest advice would be, don't be afraid to ask for help, and there are so many resources out there that you don't realize are out there until you ask.
So my name is LaQuita Handy. I have 3 small children, Vanessa, Keely, and Braylon. I work at Teletech at Sherwood. I've been working with the Home Together program for about 8 months. I was living at Women and Children's First when I started the Home Together program. I obtained an apartment. They also provide assistance. They go and try to find the resources to try to help as well if it's available. Ms. Tanisha at the CAFSI program has been heaven sent. With her, I am able to call her with any issues that I face, and she's on it. Then she surprised me. I wasn't expecting it. With the van, 2004 Odyssey, that I currently own. So I went from walking with 3 kids to now having a car and a home with those programs combined. And it was a godsend. Having my children at Little Learner has been a godsend as well. Because at first, the reason I came here to our house was because I did not have childcare. I came here and Miss Amanda immediately helped me with the paperwork, had me meet with the caseworker and did just to get my kids childcare vouchers so that they can go to childcare so that I could be able to work. My 2-year-old had a speech delay. She can actually say words I didn't think she could say. And my son, he's walking, he's so smart. I'm shocked because by myself it was hard, and with their help it's been a lot of help. They have learning that in the Career Center they have different programs such as the financial empowerment, the positive parenting classes, the different programs that they offer in here. The one incorporated is the one that donated my van. And Women and Children First, of course, with their caseworkers who also guided me in the direction to get my home that me and my kids are now in, and we're no longer homeless, and we're able to have a life. My goal moving forward is to try to possibly go back to school, because with my children being out of daycare and trying to maintain that and work a full-time job, you know, at that time, it was almost impossible or impossible. I chose to make sure my kids was situated because I didn't have any help. But now that I have the help, I'm gonna go for it. I wish there were more caseworkers for more women. I know a lot of women that need that. If I were able to talk to myself a year ago, I would have got here sooner to get the help because it was hard alone. Oh, well, I'm thankful for everything I experienced in here, the help that I got, the emotional support.